Pisces. Let's see what the cards have for love. Still have that Three of Swords, the Moon. Could it be a past love? Okay, the Hermit. Virgo energy. Okay, the Empress has come up around you in love. So strong Venus. Okay, a little fantasy, reverie. Okay, fantasy, what ifs. A lot of what ifs. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, Pisces. You're going to drive yourself crazy with the Devil energy continuing to do this. Okay, it's time to be fair. Fair on yourself and fair on the situation. Now, you do have Virgo and Capricorn that have come up. So the Ace can definitely indicate a new chapter. So this could be a new romance, and a Libra here as well. So it could indicate one of these signs are coming in around you. The Ace of Wands is a very powerful chapter in a sense where it's about striking when the iron is hot, Pisces. So I sense that you are going to have to take action because this is fire energy. It's about taking action yourself, a lot of initiative. It could be someone you've been fantasizing with for quite some time, but they haven't always been available, or there's always been delays or uncertainty with this connection. But I think an opportunity will open up around this person for you. And it could be that they take initiative as well, but the Seven of Wands, it's like a very forward or a very aggressive way of taking initiative, however. And I worry that with the Devil energy here, it could not be someone who is overly sincere with what they want from you. And the reason why I say that is because you had reverie, okay, fantasy, uncertainty, what ifs, you liking the ideology, but when it comes to actually doing it in the physical, it's not on the same wavelength for some reason. It could be how you're feeling or how they are feeling. But no, the Hermit here dwells alone, and again the Moon is in the background. So if this is in regards to maybe a Virgo or a Cancer, it's showing that maybe you need to leave the past alone, Pisces. Yes, the reopening of old wounds may be there through this person's presence. However, the Virgo is in solitude. And I want to say cutting ties because it cuts the snake that bites him. So yes, it's karmic. But I feel the way it unfolds or unfolded was very karmic. But I feel like for some of you, it's about leaving the past in the past. I do want to say that. Of course, it's going to be different. I think a lot of you have been sort of having a lot of questions about, what it could have been. You can't seem to leave it alone, so I still feel like emotionally you're attached. Remember, you're still hung up on the situation, but I think there'll be an opportunity to heal. It may come with a new romance. But I also don't, with the Devil card, I often associate with a behavior that sort of lashes out, overindulging, lashing out, acting out of character. Seeing this play out, it could very well be that you might be acting out of character because of this, or the person that you're dealing with may be acting out of character. Because the Devil card, we see all these shadows, and what I want to say is that we see let's look at the images. We see all these shadows and we don't see a destination. So it's very uncertain. And you don't really know what way you're going to be led, Pisces, because shadows, uncertainty, all of that is coming up. And I worry that there's going to be a lot of that with this person again, if they are coming from your past, because it's a cycle again. Round and round you go. But I think if you were to cut ties with the past, this is justice, giving yourself the justice you deserve. It's not going to be easy, Pisces. I'm not saying that, and it's most certainly easier said than done. But I think deep down what's good for you and what you can break free from. And you see how he's looking at the cup, but he looks down at the Devil card. Is this you? Knowing that you're going to be led down this path again of murkiness, of uncertainty, of questioning everything. I don't know if this is just for attraction. Ace of Wands can be a phallic symbol here. So I don't know if this is just you lusting after this person, or that sexual chemistry is revived once again and it's really drawing you close. But if you put the attraction aside, Pisces, emotionally. You know, even the moon is looking down to the devil. Like, I think you're hopeful, and I never want to burst people's hope with the Empress. You know, she's hopeful, but she's very powerful, and she looks up. Okay, she's actually got her eyes closed, but she would be looking up to the Three of Swords, so turning a blind eye to a situation. And I don't know if there might be a few red flags that comes up in love, and you may turn a blind eye. You need to think about things. The Hermit takes time to dwell and analyze and reflect. So I think in a romantic sense, you still need to think about these things before jumping into anything. Let's have a look at career. Okay, possible destined Gemini coming in. New chapter in career. Okay, you have the moon, which could be Cancer here as well. Gemini, Cancer. Magician could be an Aries. Seven of Swords and the Four of Chalices. Okay, career-wise, there's lots of communication coming in, okay? So you might be connecting with a lot of people, connecting with entrepreneurs, connecting with independent agencies, or connecting independently thinking outside of the box, I really want to say, with career. But the Lovers card could be I don't know if this is like, you might be starting something business related with a love interest, for example. I don't know if this is lots of correspondence coming in. It could be careful, because there's going to be a lot of communication. See how they're dancing around? It's a very fast-paced communication. And I do see Seven of Swords, someone trying to trick the other, or someone acting or being deceitful, taking something that isn't theirs. He takes the swords and he tiptoes away. So this is, someone's not playing by the rules, Pisces, in career. Be careful who you give your information out to or share your ideas with. Make sure you trust them, because the Magician is often seen as the manipulator. You know, we can see the moon. The moon has come up 3 times for you. So I think there's a lot of anxiety around career, to be honest. Especially, I mean, if you're starting something new, you've got the Ace and the Magician. This is a new beginning, and you might just be very nervous. You know, and that's okay, because I feel like it's a big career change. But for others, I feel like the Magician tinkers with things here. He manipulates the way we see things. So, and the Seven of Wands came up twice here as well. So it's quite and it almost looks like a person walking over and like reaching forward, or it's, you know, part of this, the wood here. But it's a very scattered energy, and the Sun is here, and the Sun can bring a lot of powerful energy here. So and the Gemini energy can be quite mischievous. So I'm wondering what's going on here in the workplace. Someone's not being entirely honest with you. Four of Chalices, you might not come to the realization though until it's the end of the month. Four of Chalices is revelations and epiphanies and understandings and things like that, but you won't see them until you might have made a few errors. I think there's a bit of trial and error around you in career, or whatever it is that you're doing. Might be a couple of harsh lessons that you need to learn in career, but then you've got backup resources, or you've got other chances. So don't feel like this is the end, or you're not going to have another chance again, because I feel like it's very much in tune with what I was saying in the general reading, how you're breaking free. You can see the water that just comes out so effortlessly from this fountain here, and this is breaking free, and this is a release of some kind. So I do feel like emotionally, if you're going through some things career-wise or creatively, you will be releasing a lot of that tension. But unfortunately, I feel it may come after a few hiccups in communication. Okay, or after a few challenges. The Magician is Aries. Aries likes a challenge. Aries was seen in Roman mythology as the god of conflict. So there is opposition here. So I hope you do have a good month though, Pisces. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, of course.